I am. Is that too loud? I can't tell if that's too loud or not. It's loud in my ears.
I see that we just went live, according to my phone.
Bing! Good times.
So I went to a hockey game here in Berlin tonight. It was cool.
Yeah?
The Eisbären, the polar bears of Berlin.
That name sounds awesome.
It is like, I've been to hockey games in the NHL, a few games, and it was the most heavy metal hockey game I've ever seen. Like, all the intro music was like super intense, and there were like flames shooting out everywhere. And like, you know, they have some theatrics in the NHL, but like it's smaller, but also more intense.
Was it the Eisbären or was it the Eisbären?
Oh, it was definitely the Eisbären. Nice. Giant bear graphics flying around and everything.
And who did they compete against in this contest of sports puck?
They were playing Augsburger Panther.
The Panther.
Yes.
Cool.
They're pretty clearly Panthers. And then their next opponent are some sort of Sharks. But yeah, it was a good game. We were actually next to the away team fan section, and they were very happy that their team won. And the home team fans were not happy that the home team lost.
Right, so we were telling you that we're live, but my stream thing is not telling me that we're live. There we go. Okay. I did not get an email, but now that I've refreshed the page, it seems to be working.
They're referring to things that we're saying, so.
Refresh, people, if you are not seeing the thing.
I can definitely hear you typing.
I will hopefully not type too much over the course of this fine stream evening. This streevening.
And I was so excited by going to see a hockey game that I got home and bought my tickets for the San Jose Sharks.
For February.
Right. By coincidence, they are playing the Maple Leafs when we were there, so.
I'm sorry.
Great.
Would that be the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Toronto.
That's right.
Toronto Maple Leafs. After our conversation, it's been a whole 2 weeks since we were here, but I do remember our conversation about Canada and how you pronounce various things. Yeah, so Leo9981 says Merry New Year. Merry New Year to all of you as well. I hope everybody is enjoying 2017 so far. We're back in the saddle here on Sentinels Live. We took a week off last week to let everybody spend their time with their family and their friends and basically just take some time to breathe. John, of course, worked because that's what
not all the time.
Not the whole time, I know, but
take a few days longer to like get into vacation. So it was like, I'm bored, I'm working.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, I kind of was feeling like that too, so I spent a good, half hour, 45 minutes every day, like checking in on sales and looking at tickets and, whatever. It's like, as the daddy in the daddy mommy of daddy and mommy are fighting, I tend to be like, I tend to feel like I can't leave it completely alone. I don't know that I could ever take a break and just not ever check in.
It's 2017, Jeremy. Daddy and daddy can be fighting.
Sure, okay, daddy and daddy are fighting. Fair enough. I'm just quoting. They always say mommy and daddy are fighting. So. That's okay. I'm fine being the mommy, too. I don't know. I'm just saying one of the gender-neutral life
parental units. The parental units are squabbling.
Exactly. I'm going to go crack the door, so hang on 1 second.
Jeremy working on his crack. You hear it here first.
There's pretty much nobody here, and the longer the door stays shut, the hotter it gets in here, and the door is closing itself.
You need some sort of stopping mechanism.
Hey. Okay.
Did the door respond to your command?
I just put a chair in front of it. Okay, so good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's 7-ish, so with the exception of last week, that must mean that it's time for Sentinels Live. Yes, it is. A new year and a hopefully good one to all of you out there in Chatland, wherever you may be. Thank you for joining us around the digital tabletop while we play Sentinels of the Multiverse. As the regulars know, the goal of these streams is not only to have fun, but also to show you how to play the game and maybe cover some strategies that can help you win. At Handelabra, we do believe in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal is not welcome and will not be tolerated. So mind your manners, everybody. If you do enjoy the show, please like, share, follow, and subscribe, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube or wherever you may be. As we are the developers, you can also be sure to get some insight into the process and maybe even see some stuff before anyone else, as we are coming off of a huge period of new stuff. We have not had time to make any new stuff for you just yet, so tonight you're just going to have to enjoy the sultry sounds of John and I playing the game. But we promised
things are being made.
Things are being made. They're just not ready to be shown yet. We have officially broken ground on Villains of the Multiverse. We actually had broken ground on that kind of right before Vengeance even shipped, because, you know, once Vengeance is ready to ship, we got other things we got to work on. So Vengeance is coming along. We are implementing decks. We're prepping things to go. It's going to be fantastic. Obviously, no time horizon on that yet. Some of it's dependent on how challenging those villains end up being. Some of it's dependent on getting artwork. Some of it is dependent on, you know, other things in the pipeline. So, but yeah, so we're working on that, and we'll hope to have it for you soon. But always make sure you check Sentinels Live, because that's where you're going to see it first. I already said that. The game does include a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best to try and explain exactly what we're doing when we do it and why. And depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we often play several games over the course of a single episode. Although, interestingly, I was actually just talking to someone today about you know, people live streaming Sentinels and how, you know, oh, you know, like my episodes are usually about 20 minutes long. It's like, well, you could finish a game potentially in about 20 minutes, but, you know, the typical game is, I would say, anywhere from 45 to an hour. Is, you know, maybe if you're not playing solitaire, if you're playing
well, yeah, it's because we're playing multiplayer.
Yeah, if you're playing multiplayer, exactly.
If you're playing single player, yeah, 20 or 30 minutes.
Yes, I concur.
For most games.
And I was thinking about that too, because, like, you know, one of the games that I finally got to play a little bit over the break is Civilization 6, which is a game that, good luck finishing a game in under 20 minutes. You'll be lucky to get out of the Stone Age by 20 minutes. But there's streamers who do it, so I don't know if they're streaming for like 12 hours at a stretch or what they're doing exactly. But anyways,
as fast as they can. They probably have all the speed settings turned up and everything too, right?
That is true. So anyway, yeah, we usually try to keep the episodes somewhere between an hour to 2 hours. So thank you again for joining us. Sentinels is currently available on iOS, Android, as well as Steam for PC, Mac, and Linux, and always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can get more information about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. So yeah, John here was talking about watching some hockey earlier on his winter break, and as I mentioned just a moment ago, I've been playing some Civilization 6 on my winter break. I had held off on buying it for the longest time because I knew I wasn't going to have time, but I finally had time, and it was so good. And
it was on a little sale for the winter sale, wasn't it?
I saved like 10%.
Okay.
It's still pretty new. I mean, it only came out like 4 or 5 months ago.
Right.
And so it wasn't
really...
$5
is $5
yeah,
or whatever.
Exactly right. Well, although I did buy the digital deluxe version, so... Anyway.
So they got you with the upsell.
They did. I'm nothing if not a fool for advertising.
I actually enjoyed playing a couple iPad games, digital-only card games that got recommended to me from Pocket Tactics. One of them was the Guild of Dungeoneers, which is a cool little game. And actually, John Mark would really like the music in it. It's got like a bard who sings to you.
Oh, nice.
And also Solitarica. It's a cool little solitaire strategy magic game.
Very cool.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine. I was just sort of rambling. I did just want to say real quick. I did play some online multiplayer Sentinels over the break. Specifically, last night I played with Sean and Kai. his son Kai, who are actually from Canada but living in Japan currently. And if they're listening, because I know they mentioned that they do watch the show, hey guys, I had a great time playing with you last night. We did play. We played against Spiked, and we did not win, but it was a fun game nonetheless. It was one of those games of Sentinels where it's like it seemed like there was no chance, and then at the end it felt like, oh my goodness, we might actually do it, but then we didn't exactly do it. But it was
you win together, you lose together.
Exactly, and it was still super fun. So hey guys, thanks for joining me last night. I had a really great time. I hope things are well in Japan, where it's probably like noonish right now. Actually, not quite noon. It's probably like 10 in the morning. Anywho, all right, so let's pop open my little online multiplayer thingy here and see what we can play tonight. Any thoughts? Should we just throw it to the chat and see what they think?
I'm up for whatever.
All right. A fun game against Spite, says Hank, right? Exactly. All right, so villain.
The chat is making a bet from Hankroyd. What will be released first? Villains of the Multiverse in the video game or Oblivion on the tabletop? I know what my bet is.
Yep, I know my bet. I know my bet as well.
I mean, back like 6 months ago, I'm not sure what my bet would have been, but now it's clearly have a bet.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like they're very excited about the Dreamer. I'm seeing Dreamer.
Sure, we probably haven't played the Dreamer for a while.
Yeah. All right. So let's bring her over.
Just want to get the Twitch to vote on everything.
Actually, that's funny. I was actually commenting just last night to them that the Dreamer is an interesting villain for me because it scratches that itch of like I get to deal a lot of damage because you got to take out all of her her projections or whatever. But is it projections?
Yep.
Yes, projections. Constructs. That's Captain Cosmic. But it's also got that strategic element where it's like you can't just wail on her. So it's a really fun one for me. Let's see here. In by run. And I'm going to choose my heroes, but we'll let them pick the villain in the environment. It's up to you if you want to choose your heroes or not.
Sure.
Temple, block, mobile platforms, Yulong, Rook City. Do we go with 2 or 3? I think we'll go with 3 because both Yulong. Oh, well, and there's 3.
There's 3 for Yulong.
All right.
This could be tough. Yulong hits everything often.
All right, so then let's see. What's something good to try and keep Yulong in check?
I picked a thing that keeps the environment in check.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go with Hunted.
Because then you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually going to go with my perennial favorite, the Super Scientific Tachyon. Let me pop open this thing and see if I can pick someone who's less often chosen for my second.
Did you try adding the drop-downs to your spreadsheet like I put on my spreadsheet?
I looked at that, and then I was like, I should really look into that, and then I didn't. But it's
not
something,
too hard.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Have to, choose a data validation for your columns.
Aha.
And then it's sort of like it makes sure that you can only pick from certain things, and so it's like, sure, a drop down. Sort of the obvious way to do it. It just does it automatically. Oh, trying to think who I haven't played for a while.
Well, there's a lot actually considered to be lowest. That's interesting. A lot of ties. Various bunkers are lowest, so I guess I'll do a bunker. Looks like Freedom 6 bunker is one of the lower ones.
Well, the Dreamer doesn't have ongoing cards, so that is not probably the best choice if you're trying to choose a useful power.
Yeah.
I mean, you might want to destroy one of our ongoings, but unlikely.
Well, and the other choice is regular bunker, so I guess I could do regular bunker. I haven't played regular bunker in a while.
Sure. Yeah, GI bunker is also really good with dark heroes.
Yeah, that seemed like the obvious choice, and so that's why I was like, well...
All right, let's go with this team then.
All right, let's do it. There's that Temple of Julong music. It is the fool who snares into the eyes of darkness and does not turn his head. All right, so Hunted Naturalist opens with Feral Fury, Indomitable Force, Predator's Eye, Threatening Stomp. Super Scientific Tachyon's got an Accelerated Assault, Research Grant, Supersonic Response, and Synaptic Interruption. Dark Visionary's got Foresight, Mind Spike, Psychic Maelstrom, and Suggestion. And Bunker's got an Ammo Drop, 2 Recharge modes, and a Turret mode. Interesting start. Yes, that was me not realizing I needed to snarl and snarling anyway. Thanks for drawing attention to it, Hankroyd.
Oh, double Whippicorns.
Ooh.
That's going to be on the Naturalist and Bunker.
And the creepiest piece of art Adam's ever drawn.
All right, so do we want basically like Bunker doesn't really have much, but he could just double draw anyways.
Yeah, that's fine.
We won't be able to deal damage. We won't be able to play cards. So. And the Naturalist, I guess, can take this. And then we all get to discard a card.
All right, so for those who are new, let's talk about what happens with the Dreamer. So the Dreamer is actually the Visionary from a different timeline and earlier in her life. And the goal with the Dreamer is that you actually can't reduce her to 0 HP because then you lose. Your goal is to wake her up. And in order to do that, we have to get rid of all of her projections. And then she'll flip over. And then we got to basically get rid of all of her projections again. So it's usually a lot of fun. Cause there's some
mode is for the Dreamer?
What's that?
Challenge mode is for the Dreamer?
Yeah, she can't be hit at all in any way, shape, or form.
Basically, it's increased damage dealt to her by 5.
Right, yeah. So a single hit will knock her out, and then you're done.
Yeah. But obviously, unless you have some way to reduce it or prevent it or whatever. But, yeah. Very dangerous. I need to discard a card. I think... so I won't be able to deal damage. So Feral Fury is not... Well, actually, most of these cards are not going to be necessarily useful right now, but I could go with Indomitable Force, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll lose Feral Fury because I feel like I'm going to be Whippicorned a bunch.
Normally I would keep around the Research Grant, but with Super Scientific I probably wouldn't use it, so...
Yeah, and Psychic Maelstrom, again, is a great card, except against the Dreamer, you don't want to be dealing her 2+1.
Yeah, so that's the deals each non-hero target. What's the one that deals your choice of 3?
The other one.
the other one, exactly right.
Hemorrhage.
Cerebral Hemorrhage.
So yeah, area attacks are less useful against the Dreamer.
Yes, the Dreamer is 6. Her artwork, we have heard from people that her artwork does not portray her looking as though she is 6 in this, and I can confirm that, having a 5, almost 6-year-old myself. The Dreamer is much taller than my 6-year-old is.
I think I'm going to use the Predator's Eye on one of these Whippicorns so we can make sure to destroy it. And then use Rhino to get Indomitable Force out and protect everyone. Oh, and I got a Rhino card.
Nice. All right, so she has not been hit yet. I think I'll just punt for a second here, and let's see what we can get. Is there anyone in play that is a better choice than Tachyon to take this? I don't think there is.
I don't think so, especially because like the Naturalist can't deal damage. So
right. Ooh, I like it. Fleet of foot. Cool. So we get a crafty assault, accelerated assault, mind spike, an auxiliary power source. And I'm definitely not going to play that accelerated assault, so I guess I'll just do this, which is the Whipcorn that I can hit for an extra 1. Let's hit that. And quick insight. Hypersonic assault. Supersonic response. Hypersonic assault.
Hypersonic is good.
Yeah, hypersonic is better for sure, but
I would keep that around because I don't mind hitting the Dreamer for 1. Especially when she flips, she starts dealing tons of damage.
Yeah.
So if we can time that to hit her just at the right time, that can be nice. All right, so I can Mind Spike, Whipcorn, or the Tooth Fairy. Any preference?
Oof,
I guess having both Whipcorns around is pretty rough because our HPs are close enough that it hits 2 people. But the other's discarding a card.
Yeah.
I guess we have enough cards to spare right now.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we also know that Bunker can't really do much right now, so...
Whipcorn, go away. All right, I'm going to reveal the Dreamer's deck. I was thinking I could reveal Temple of Zulong, hoping to get Shinobi Assassins to kill the Tooth Fairy.
Sure. Yeah, they were chatting about that in the chat.
Yeah, I'll do that. There wasn't. But we can either get an Apprenticed Poisoner or Rites of Revival. Apprenticed Poisoner is going to be damaging villain targets, but including the Dreamer.
Oof, yeah.
I think that's still overall a good bargain for us. Or would you rather... I mean, Rites of Revival we're not going to use for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the question is, like, are we trying to absolutely minimize damage against the Dreamer, or are we going to try and...
Well, I mean, we can... That won't damage us. Like, we can redirect damage from the Dreamer to ourselves from environment targets, so...
Oh, that's right. On this side, you can still do that. Is it the other side that you can't?
No, you can do it on both sides.
You can do it on both sides. Okay, never mind. Yeah, in that case, then let's go for it.
The Naturalist will take 1 less damage, so... Yeah. I think that's okay. We will intentionally bring out the Apprenticed Poisoner. And you may as well... You can use your power or you can skip. Doesn't matter. Same end result. Surprise! Hopefully she doesn't unleash horrible things here. Not too terrible. This is all going to the Naturalist, so that...
It's not terrible, but it is grotesque.
Yes. Sarsier says, Bunker was one of the first decks I ever played because my first game was the tutorial.
He's great. He's a good all-around solid hero.
All right, I guess I can't deal damage still. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the Rhinoceros
and then pick something else.
Then I'm going to like draw a card. So, because I can't, yeah, Threatening Stomp I don't think I'm going to need. And Foresight I rarely use, though Mental Divergence, actually, Mental Divergence might be really useful if the Naturalist needs to get his forms from his trash. So I think I'll give it a Foresight. And Bunker has an embarrassment of cards.
Speaking of an embarrassment of cards, I was just reading. I don't remember what I was reading, but somebody was pointing out that a group of flamingos. Do you know what a group of flamingos is called?
I don't know.
A flamboyance of flamingos.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. That's good stuff.
Oh, I can draw 2 cards if I use my Rhino power. Or I might be able to activate a different form until the end of my next turn for 1 less card. Decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just draw 2 cards.
As I see, the chat knows what's up with the flamboyance of flamingos. So they're all talking about who their first deck was, and I think I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure my first deck was Tachyon when we played at that at PAX East that year. Okay, Tachyon is still not taking any damage.
You mean at PAX Prime when
PAX
we first
Prime.
played Sentinels?
But did I say East?
Yeah.
Yes, PAX Prime.
I don't remember. I mean, that the first time I played Sentinels. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. I guess I should remember. The first time I played Sentinels was with Christopher and Adam at their booth when they were demoing it. But
and I'm 90% sure that we played.
About it.
Yeah, I think Tachyon was definitely one of the ones on the table, and I think that was one who I was playing, and I'm 90% sure we were playing against Omnitron. All right, so
I remember I got I think it's Gatling Gun, the original art print, signed by Adam. They had 3 art prints and you could pick one, and he would sign it. And it's funny because they're like printed out like on an office printer or something. You know, they're not like the art prints you get now from them are more professional, so it's kind of cool to have an OG one.
Yeah. So I could Tachyon this, or I could Temple of Yulong.
I would probably still go Tachyon, but it's up to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you go. That's pretty solid.
I didn't even see how many I have. I have a sizable number, so that's good.
You can double click on the card and look.
I'm already dealing damage, John. I don't have time for your double clicking.
I would leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what should I do about this poisoner? Leave it?
It's hitting them, not us, so.
Alright.
And then
Yeah, Oni or Arachnoid. Or Whipcorn. I guess I could take any one of them out, but
as long as something's down to 1 hit point, the poisoner will kill it. So either the Arachnoid hits us harder, I guess, but the other one has damage reduction.
yeah,
so.
the Oni that's what I was gonna say, is the Oni's got that damage reduction.
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, get rid of the Oni.
Yeah, because I'm going to knock the Whipcorn down to 1 with Mind Spike, so it will be gone.
Right Raptor says, in my first game, Baron Blade's first turn was Hasten Doom, consider the price of victory.
It's like, this is the easy mode?
It could have been worse. There's a 3rd Hasten Doom in there.
And a 4th.
Oh, there are 4?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've definitely had 3 in a row.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the Dreamers cards, I think.
That's probably just because the randomizer in this game is terrible.
Yeah, how about not a Dark Hero? Projected Paralysis will be fine. That's probably going to go after I guess it'll be either Tachyon or Naturalist or Bunker if Bunker play the card. Play a card, Bunker, and just keep drawing cards.
Yeah, I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. And then I'll initialize an external combustion.
You played a damage reduction card?
I did. Turning over a new leaf in 2017.
All right. guess the order doesn't matter, but get rid of that whipcord. Sespican something points out that I used a Dark Hero to prevent Dark Hero. Indeed. Mm-hmm. Do you want to redirect this to Naturalist? Yes, he has damage reduction from the Rhino. Don't mind if I do. Oh, surprise. So, not being able to play cards. Hey, Bunker. Is that okay?
Sure.
Because actually this is going to be a good turn to play Hypersonic Assault because the Dreamer is going to flip.
Sespaginapew. He says he loves hearing people try to pronounce his name.
He or she.
He or she. Oh, so he led with man, and so I think I was... Sespaniacu. Zespequinipu. I don't know.
Zespequinipu, man. It's like a fossil find. I've been to too many museums lately, probably. Okay, so when she flips, she's going to destroy 4 hero ongoing cards, including Synaptic Interruption, the Formidable Rhinoceros. So, but don't bother playing ongoing cards, basically.
Okay.
And so if Bunker's okay to not play cards, then Bunker can't play cards. And we're going to take some damage. This year, Jeremy will try to do the least damage possible, Hankroyd says. That's your news resolution.
That is definitely not going to be the real thing. Von Raptor says, all this nostalgia makes me excited for the villain to hero decks. I was actually just commenting on that when I was playing last night. I'm very excited to see, and I could see what these decks look like because, you know, we kind of have inside access, but I haven't looked yet. I'm very interested to see what Luminary's deck is like. I'm very interested to see what Akash 3's deck is like. I think that is probably the one I'm most interested in, to see how the sort of villain mechanic becomes a heroic mechanic there.
Cool. So yeah, so I'm thinking about, we're going to be taking out the Grotesque Arachnoid. The Poisoners will do 1 damage each, and so the Naturalist can do the remaining 1, I think. I guess you can Nimble Strike, or well, no, are you gonna play Hypersonic Assault?
Yeah, if we're planning on her flipping now, I can do that.
Yeah, because she's gonna flip, and yeah, so that would be cool. So yeah, actually, we don't have to do anything to take out the Arachnoid, and so what I'm thinking of is like, what am I thinking of? I don't even know what I'm thinking of. Nothing. What do I want to do on my turn? Basically, just draw cards, mainly. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't think I actually want to play any of these. We don't want to destroy the Poisoners. We want to leave the Poisoners out to attack the projections for us. So I'm going to not play a card and just draw 2 cards off the Rhinoceros because it's going to go away. Yeah. Okay. Could try to do something sneakier, but but if you Hypersonic, then that one of those.
We're going to lose one of the Poisoners, and the other one's not going to do anything.
Yeah, just Nimble Strike the Arachnoid then.
Alright.
It's probably better to Hypersonic Assault the turn after she flips, anyways, once all her projections are out. Epiku points out our problem just after we realized it, but that's the stream delay.
That'll happen. All right, I'm almost afraid to mention it, but now that I've left the door open, it's actually a little too cold in here.
What have you done?
For some reason, the air conditioning just kicked on. Yes, it's winter in Cleveland, but the air conditioning kicks on. What can I say?
All right, so do we want... One thing we can do, a suggestion, is we can get her to play projections that we want.
Yeah, that are easier to deal with.
Instead of other things. So we could get her to play a Tooth Fairy, potentially, if we like that.
Low hit points.
It's easy to kill. We have a lot of cards in our hand, relatively. I feel okay with that. So let's grab a Tooth Fairy, and then I don't want the Whipcorns in her deck. So the Granite Oni, I think I'll put on the bottom.
Sure.
Projected Paralysis can be rough when we're trying to do stuff. So.
Yeah, Lou Dolphin says it's been a tame winter so far. It absolutely has. It is over 40 in Cleveland right now, and there is no snow anywhere anymore. Not something I'm used to 2 days after New Year's.
It's threatened to snow a little bit in Berlin. The weather said it snowed, but I don't see any evidence that actually happened. It's just rained some. But from what I gather, winter doesn't happen here generally till February, and it's not that bad anyway. All right. So we know what's on the top of the Dreamer's deck. I could help arrange Tachyon's deck.
Sure.
So you want Quick Insight or Nimble Strike on the top? One will be on the top, one on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, do the Quick Insight. I like having more options.
Okay. So you have a one-shot burst on the bottom of your deck. It could be useful information.
Yeah. What to do? Do I use my power to draw a card and then draw a card, or do I skip to just draw 2 cards? Oh, External Combustion. How much I love you in games that are not this one.
And the assassin is going to kill the Reckoning.
There's the assassin. I apologize for my yawning. I'm still on vacation schedule, and which does not mean I'm usually tired at this hour, but it means that I got up to take my daughter to ice skating at her usual Tuesday morning 6 o'clock when I'm used to sleeping in until 9. So it's been an extra long day for me today while I try to work myself back over to my regular schedule. Oh, Silverleaf. So Silverleaf says, been just below freezing most nights here, so not too bad. I can still play Pokemon Go. That has been the thing I've been the most frustrated about. Like, I usually walk a block to the train, but because it's not been freezing, it's actually been raining, which means it is not fun to walk around and play Pokemon Go. And that is what was happening to me today when I walked to dinner. I had to, like, walk with, like, my phone, like, sheltered in my pocket. I actually tried using the Pokemon Go watch app, but it crashed on me, and I think I lost an egg, and I was very upset about it.
You probably didn't actually lose an egg.
Yeah, the last time that happened, it said it had an egg, and the egg was nowhere to be found, and then the next time I launched the app the next day, the egg had hatched, and it was there. So it's probably not gone forever, but it did crash, and I was annoyed.
Poisoner's blowing up.
Oh, the ape. You damn dirty ape!
And we get to discard. That's not too bad. These are pretty easy to take care of. Yeah, actually, Crafty Assault is nice damage at this point. I want all my cards. It's a problem with the Naturalist sometimes. Yeah, I think I'm going to ditch Resilient Hide.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Like, what am I going to even do with the blinding speed?
Get rid of an environment card, probably, but yeah.
Yeah, but like we've been talking about how we're happy with most of the environment cards because they're working for us in this game.
Well, if the master comes out, then it might not be good.
That's true.
You treacherous ape. All right. So yeah, I was thinking of actually, yeah. If I play environmental allies and then use my power to gazelle, and that activates that, I can play crafty assault to take out the ape.
So what do we need to get? 8?
Yeah, 2 times the number of heroes.
Yeah.
And I think I'll just ping the Toy Master. And I won't destroy ongoing cards. So yeah, I guess it's up to you here if you want to play Hypersonic Assault. It will reduce the damage she deals to us.
Yeah, I'm reading her character card now. I want to remind myself exactly what it's going to be. Each non-villain target 2 psychic damage, and the top 2 cards of the villain deck are played. I feel like we're pretty lousy with hit points right now. So I can HUD goggles and not play anything else.
I would probably still play it.
Yeah.
It gives us that much more breathing room.
Just in case.
And then you... Okay.
So do I want to... So what do you think? Should I... I could experiment on her and maybe try and get out 2 more things for us to wail on. Or do you think that that's...
Well, we don't have a lot of wailing
ourselves?
after
Yeah.
Tachyon at this point.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
perfect.
You
I'm
can
going to nimble strike
the-
and then sucker punch it.
Yeah.
Good times. And I got that
Yeah,
quick
and we're immune to
insight.
damage from the environment, so anything the environment tries to do to the Dreamer just redirects to us, and we're immune. So,
Nice. Ooh, Sonic Vortex. Cool.
and actually, yeah, I'm gonna, I think, Mental Divergence. Well, I'm gonna play it, and then we want to look at the Dreamer's deck, or not really worry because she plays 3 cards anyways. I guess there could be something awful that we want to avoid in the top 2.
Sure.
All right. Sure, I can have another Tooth Fairy on top, I guess. Or we could have a Demon on top. We don't actually have many ongoings in play, so...
Yeah, either one. I mean,
We're getting
Tooth
a little
Fairy we'll
low.
get rid of pretty quick, so...
We are getting a little low on cards. Well, what we can do is... I'll put the Demon on top, and then we know the Tooth Fairy and Granite Oni are on the bottom, so you can experiment on that if we...
Ah, there we go.
If we have a moment that we want to do that. Bunker gets to play a card. That's so weird.
But,
Hey, what happened? Oh, your heavy plating got blown up by the ape.
yeah... Yeah. You know what? I like this plan. Let's have a bunker game where I don't deal a single point of damage. That's fun, right?
Hey, he can tank.
Maintenance unit. And heavy plating. Yep. Tank bunker.
And you go into recharge mode and just stay the highest. Oh, here comes the true form. Well, we're immune to damage from the environment, though, so no worries.
I always find myself not wanting to talk over this music. It's so serene. At least at parts. The part we're on now is serene. All right, any question about order here?
I don't think it's going to matter. Good old environmental allies.
All right, so where should we put the assassin? I mean, we can do bunker.
No, but super matters. I generally I would put it on the Naturalist so we'd get it out sooner to hit
one of
the things. Or if you want, we could put it on Tachyon. So if you want to go ahead and experiment on the Dreamer, the assassin will come out and kill the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, cool! I like it.
Except for the Dark Hero. Well, we'll manage. You can external combustion if you must.
That would require bunker dealing damage, which I believe we've already discussed is not going to be happening.
Well, fine.
I mean, we'll keep it in our back pocket just in case.
All right. I think I'm going to threatening stomp that Dark Hero. And then just keep the Gazelle party going. Though I'd really like to have the Gazelle's card so I can heal. That would be nice. But I think if I play Primal Charge, I can draw 3 cards. Draw 4 cards, so that is what I shall do. Ooh, Natural Born Vigor. Cool. If I survive, I will get to do more things. So you can play 2 cards.
Yeah. Quick insight. Let's see what I... Oh, right. So there's the Shinobi Assassin.
Good. It takes care of that Dark Hero.
Nice. All right. Then we got the Blinding Speed. Speed Barrage. Fleet of Foot. All right. So... but I like all of these cards.
You don't need Blinding Speed. And you don't actually need Lightspeed Barrage.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, yeah, I would probably not. I would probably still keep it. Probably get rid of Sonic Vortex or something instead, but it's nice to be able to one-shot something with armor.
All right. See, my natural state, if it was me playing solitaire right now, is knowing that there's 2 more projections and we just need to keep hitting projections to win. That's what I would probably do. But we already burned that Shinobi Assassin, so it's not going to hit either one of them.
We can, if you use external combustion, we can destroy at least 1 more, at least 2 of them. But that would mean you'd be willing to deal damage.
Yep.
Are you willing to deal damage? Are you willing to go back on your resolution?
That lasted about as long as the average New Year's resolution.
I mean, we can only destroy 1 if I play Mind Spike, for example. But... And I mean, I'm still going to play Mind Spike, actually. to knock down the illusory demon for your external combustion, which I'm going to assume is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'll look at the Dreamer. Night Terrors or Macabre Spectre. I guess Macabre Spectre. He's easy to kill.
It was
he just hurt.
Utterly macabre.
Burn it up.
Alright. See a demon. Alright. Fair enough.
Alright, so...
Yeah. Oh, that has environmental allies. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't think order is going to matter. Oh yeah, I thought we would kill the assassin, but I guess we're not.
Yeah.
Because of environmental allies. Well, that's okay. The external combustion did the job that I was planning.
And I drew 2 flat cannons because the game was like, all right, fine, you dealing damage?
It's time to deal damage.
Time to deal some damage. Yeah, HH2 News says, yes, that is an old school Arrested Development reference. I'm actually kind of surprised John didn't get it.
Which one?
It was Utterly Macabre.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
It's Job. Being Job.
You like Job. All right.
Beads?
Bees?
Beads? Job's not on board.
Mysterious Ceremonies is one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, it seems like it has a downside, but if it does, I haven't really felt it.
Well, I mean, the downside is that it plays more environment cards.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, that it always feels like a trade-off that's worth taking for me.
Yeah, I think like I want to use Bestial. I want to play Bestial Shift and have a crazy Naturalist turn. So, does that sound good?
Whatever you say.
All right. So if I play Bestial Shift, I can activate Gazelle forms, Gazelle abilities. So I can do that and use a power. I can use my base power to choose a different form and play a card to draw a card. So I would play a card to draw a card, and that would happen. And then I would get to activate that next form ability on Bestial Shift as you read down the card. So yeah, I think this is going to work out. So I think I just want to see if there's a way I can destroy the Granite Oni right now, and there probably is.
I heard all the words you said. I'm not sure
if I switch to Crocodile, I'm sure I can destroy the Granite Oni. So Bestial Shift. I'm going to select Crocodile. And I'm going to play a card. So Bestial Shift is still in play, so once I finish playing this card, I'm going to get to do the Natural Steals 1 target 3 toxic damage. You may use a power now thing. So I could either play Feral Fury would let me do 1 and 1. That wouldn't quite make it. Yeah, I actually don't know if I will be able to do it. Primal Charge would also be 2 damage. But I'd also draw 4 cards. That's nice.
Then you have it.
And then you have it. Or I could shift your strength and hope to get something bigger. I may as well play that. Shift your strength, because I get to play another card. So I'm going to discard Blend into the pack. And Natural Forms Power, I think. Though I want another... basically, what I'm looking to do is draw the Crocodile for a +1 damage. That's my hope. So I'm going to try this, discarding a few things. And I'm going to hang on to Feral Fury and Primal Charge. as backups. Well, actually, Predator's Eye would let me kill it, so that's another backup. Okay. Didn't get what I wanted. So I think I'll just Predator's Eye, and that's going to give me +1, and then let me deal 3 damage and then 2 damage, both with +1s. So, you still on board?
Whatever you say.
Predator's Eye on Granadoni. And actually, I'm going to do 3 damage with Bestial Shift, so I can draw 2 cards safely, actually. There's my Crocodile. Crocodilio. And back to Bestial Shift. Takes out the Granadoni. All clear?
Nice. And there's the Utterly Macabre Spectre.
And she's hitting us. Hitting those guys. I don't know if this matters. We can give it to Bunker. Yeah, we only need 1 more, so. We just have to survive until her turn. With apes hitting us at every turn. Foolish ape.
Dane Cook is the Waffler. Man, why you gotta pull up a Mystery Men reference right when I'm so caught up in my Arrested Developments. I'm the Shoveler. That is William H. Macy's best work.
Yeah, it's true. I really like the Shoveler. I guess it doesn't really matter what I do. We are going to win. Probably. Unless the environment does something terrible, and I'm going to make sure the environment can't do anything terrible.
I just remembered the Blue Raja. He's like, and if you understand colonial history, it actually makes perfect sense. Why do you even have a British accent? Oh, man. I might go home and watch that tonight. I haven't watched that in a while, but I own it. Oh, man. Good superhero stuff out there. Mr.
Blow up
Furious.
these guys because I don't like them. Alright, we're up to 9. You destroy a card.
Fuck! Give me! Yeah. Get rid of the plating. See, now I've got a Mystery Men version of Sentinels going through my head. Oh man. We should make mods for this game so people can add those heroes and villains. That would be sweet.
I wonder if anyone's made Mystery Men Sentinels decks. There's a lot over on Board Game Geek. You can destroy your Synaptic Interruption for that. Skipping your power. Guess you don't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, what am I gonna, I don't want anything crazy. We know she's got a burst on the bottom, so.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Goodbye, environment.
All I'm saying is the steak eater picks the pocket of the salad man. Who's that? Who's the Claire Forlani is the waitress.
All right, Bunker, you did your one round of damage for the game, and it was the critical one. So have a rest.
I'll just heal up a bit.
Just leave that assassin hanging out.
Well, it would go after her, wouldn't it? And then it would have to get redirected to one of us.
Yeah, but it's -3.
Ah.
I mass levitated.
Haha.
First victory of the year.
Yeah. First victory of 2017.
Well done.
Yeah, what's the Jeffrey Rush character's name in that? Come on, chat, help me out. I can't remember. All right, what time is it? Yeah, it's only 8 o'clock. We'll do another one. Yeah, Tom Waits. What a great turn in Mystery Men, Mystery People, if it was made today. All right, let's see here. Where's the Oblivion sneak preview? Yeah, sorry. Casanova Frankenstein. Yes, thank you so much. I have the picture of him with like the crazy pinky ring that's like huge, but I could not think of his name.
There was a quest to play Mad Bomber Blade on the mobile defense platform.
Oh, I like it. I have not played that combination yet.
And maybe with random heroes.
Sure. Ooh, I got Sentinels. Let's see what else I'm gonna get. Boop. And Darkwatch Nightmist. All right.
I could trade you one if you don't want to play Nightmist.
No, it's fine. I'll give it a shot. This is an interesting team, actually. Darkwatch Nightmist, Scholar. Is it all Adamant Sentinels? Does the randomizer?
The randomizer doesn't mix and match.
It doesn't mix and match them. Okay, we'll leave it as the full Adamant team, and then Prime Wardens Haka. Fabulous.
Cool.
Oh, and first time on the stream with the actual mobile defense platform music.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My bombs are scattered everywhere. You cannot win. Reality is fluid, both flowing and fleeting. You are hardly a concern. All right, let's see what we got here. Nightmist has got Amulet of the Elder Gods, 2 enlightenments. They call that the double enlightenment. And then Scouring Mist. Scholar, it's got Get Out of the Way, Keep Moving, Know When to Hold Fast, Mortal Form to Energy. Oop. Adamant Sentinels, got Coordinated Assault, Horrifying Dichotomy, Positive Energy and Team Communication. And Haka, Prime Warden's variety, has got Enduring Intercession, Haka of Restoration, Haka of Shielding, and Rampage!
I think you mean the double Enlightenment twins.
Indeed. Yes, that'll work too. Actually, my in the background while I play Civilization show is rewatching Archer again, so that's why I've got the Tales of Rampagement happening. All right. Ooh, Living Force Field. Not great. But let's see here. All right, I got to remember how to play her. So Enlightenment, let's see. So it reveals a card. One player
She
may
looks
draw
scary on her foil version.
Yeah, she is not messing around. Yeah, might as well. 1 and 0. All right, Nightmist. Select the player to draw a card.
I thought you were playing Planar Banishment. I was like, oh, great idea.
Yeah. It would be nice.
Dang it. That you actually have the only ongoing destruction on our team, so use it wisely.
Yeah.
All right, Scholar. What are we doing? Single target. think I might just draw a bunch of cards.
Oh, Dark Citadel was asking about playing Advanced. I guess we missed that.
That's fine.
I kind of blasted through it.
I feel like I want to draw a big hand of cards and shoot them all out. Hey, the Sentinels!
You peasants do not need to tell Baron Blade that he's blowing up his own defense platform. He knows what he's doing.
He's gonna use it as an even bigger bomb. And drop it on something. An undetermined location. He would not tell the likes of you.
Alright, so let's see. Caligula's form is in hand. That's fine. We can still get out a unique. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Oh, and I drew another team communication. Oh, and I drew another team communication. I want all the cards. So many options. All right, so let's see here. What can I play? Yeah, that's not going to work. I could, well, I guess I could do... All right, so I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling. I could do... On the Adamant, there's more that deal damage, right?
Mainstay and Idealist deal damage.
Yeah.
I would probably use Sentinel Tactics.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Get Sentinel Tactics out.
Hit him with Mainstay and then Idealist. That's what I would probably do.
Yep.
Like, hitting him with Idealist is going to be really good because he does area damage on this side. So reducing his damage is very handy. And you also don't have block. So...
Samvar says, Baron Blade is blowing up his MDP because Citizen Dawn took it over, and if he can't have it, no one can. Good times.
I have Prime Warden's Haka and the Scholar, so I can heal the Scholar for massive damage with Haka.
Nice.
That seems like a good plan. Let's start with Haka of Shielding on myself to get some cards. And I guess I could Elbow Smash. No one's really hurting. I don't think we actually have been hit except Nightmist hit herself. So, for one. So yeah, I'm just gonna play Elbow Smash.
Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Keep those cards up rolling. Rawhide.
Oh, he might try to blow up the propulsion systems.
Joining says, didn't he canonically basically sell the MDPs to Dawn and other villains? Yes, that is my understanding as well.
That's not my understanding. My understanding is they were abandoned and the other things, people took them over.
Oh, they took them over,
They weren't sold.
Ah, okay, fair enough. I know that there's definitely canonical support for other villains using them, for sure.
Sure. But I don't think Baron Blade would sell them. That's not his style. Devious.
I
guess you have Sentinel Tactics. You have or a Vision.
Yeah.
I would definitely at least destroy Aura Vision.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sentinel Tactics, I guess, is up to you.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's early. Okay, let's see here. we don't want to hit the propulsion system. Let's call forth and see what we get. Do I have a 4? I do have a 4. Elder Ring, Starshield Necklace, same with the Elder Gods, and another Elder Ring. Fantastic. Alright, so there's my planar banishment. So let's draw that. I'll do that and that. Okay.
I like how people are saying Wraith's power seems largely useless. Yes, it would be definitely very useless to move a target to the bottom of his deck instead of going into Mad Bomber Blade's trash where he deals more damage with it. That would be useless. Why would we do that?
Why would anyone do such a thing?
I feel like when he flips, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Okay. So many mortal forms.
As Dr. Horrible would say, it's not about making money, it's about taking money. Smells like cumin.
Alright. He has damage reduction, so I can't actually use my keep movings effectively yet.
That's another thing I gotta go watch again.
What?
Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. Yeah, you know what? I think 90% of the games that I played in mobile defense platform was before the music was in, so I haven't really heard this music while I'm playing.
Oh, what's on the top of your deck?
Mist form.
Actually, you should put planar banishment on top of your deck so that you can get it. That's what I would do. You need to get rid of that force field. Hello?
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, I'm sitting on the rewind, if that's what you would like me to do.
Why are you rewinding?
If you want, you just said you wanted me to put planar banishment on the top of my deck. What I did was I put it in my hand in the last turn. Is that not what you meant?
You have okay. You have planar banishment in your trash, though.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought you were talking about my cards from my power use, because I put one in my hand so I could use it next turn.
Oh, then if you have one in your hand, then yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay. That's fine. Let's see what else I have in there. So I've got my planar banishment.
Yeah, so if you want to control how much it's going to do, then you could put a 1 on top, right? Because that's all you want. Instead of, you don't want to like hit yourself for 4 to destroy 1 card.
Yeah, I concur.
Hey, the Sentinels, what do you want to do?
Let's be crafty here, or not crafty. Let's just be wacky.
Just do a pile of damage.
Yeah. Does anybody getting any bonuses here?
I don't think so.
I'll ride do it then. And then, because I'm dealing damage, I'm going to use a power. I mean, it's not going to help us to use the Idealist at this point because it's going to expire in a second. So I'll just use Mainstay to deal 1 extra damage. Or I guess
Effectively
1
2 extra damage. Yeah, but it's going to be make the next damage irreducible.
Right,
so.
right. Okay, yep.
Hey, Ground Pound, which is going to expire, so nope. Not going to discard for that. And I'll do 2 damage to Beyblade. Sure.
So I briefly considered cosplaying as the Scholar this PAX East because I had not shaved my beard since the beginning of November. And I thought, well, if I just let it go until March, I could totally do a good Scholar. But then my wife was really complaining about it, so I ended up not shaving it, but trimming it. And I'm just going to let it grow back in so I can do my normal Luminary / Baron Blade that I do. Okay, so let's see here. Dark Delusions. Oh. Fling of the Darkness isn't going to do anything.
Caligonous Form.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I'm looking, I can do 4 with Horrifying Dichotomy, because each is going to be reduced. Yeah, where's my Caligonous? Oh, that's fine. And then we'll do the same thing we did last turn. Bjorning says, wives ruin beard ambitions. She actually really liked it until she realized that I wasn't trimming it. She was like, so what's happening with the beard exactly? That's a direct quote.
I think I'm going to play Enduring Intercession. This environment doesn't do a high amount of damage, and I have -1, so... Actually, yeah, it doesn't actually ever do more than 1. So, Enduring Intercession is really good here. If you're one of those people who never plays that card, maybe you should think about it.
I am one of those people.
Because, hey, look, everyone would have taken 1 damage, but instead, it's 0 damage. Good job, Haka. And Blade continues to do 0. I'm kind of lucky that he hasn't played any targets.
Yeah.
There's 1.
Ah.
Not that lucky, I guess. I wouldn't... I don't know.
I know. Ah.
I guess, yeah.
It's not just for them, it's for everybody is the problem.
Yeah, it hits everything.
What do I have in my hand again?
And your guys are getting a little low. If they take 5 damage, they'll be getting low.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's fine. It was fun while it lasted. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I haven't been able to use my Amulet of the Elder Gods thingy because it's the variant her.
Well, we were planning to destroy Living Force Field, right?
Yes.
Surprise! It was Enlightenment on top.
Alright, so I know that 2 of these are Mist Form. Yeah, Mist of Time. And might as well do that. And that. Wait, was it all 3 of her Misty cards?
I think so.
It was. So Misty.
All right. I'm going to keep moving.
I would. I mean, that T-Rex seems like it means business. Oh, I see the method to your madness.
Now that he doesn't have damage reduction,
Yep.
he can do a lot more damage. The little pings. Ooh, 1 more keep moving. Would have been nice to have that. Get all 3 mortal forms out. Though actually I couldn't because I had 2 in my hand.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna...
I vote for positive energy.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay, I can see why. Yeah, that's fair enough.
You still get to deal damage.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I was thinking very single-mindedly of like, well, if I Horrifying Dichotomy, I can deal so much damage by just the Sentinels, but... and I think I'm going to go ahead and not do Mainstay because I don't have my other thing out. I'm going to TK Thump so that we can reduce it now that he actually has some targets in his trash.
So Scholar is nearly full again. He's at 28. I could heal Baron Blade. Yeah,
Haka
I'll play
battle into hitting the Scholar, so he has more healing to do.
Haka battle to get some cards. Hey, Dominion, that's not bad. I do have to discard one. Probably not really going to end up using Rampage, so...
Rampage!
And sure, I'll use this on the Scholar, because that was a good plan. I thought I had... Oh, I can't regain 2.
Yeah, you were only 1 away from your max, so...
That's right. Well, that's fine.
That's why I was saying Haka battle into damaging him, so he has more room
I don't
to
have
heal.
any way to damage anyone. I guess I could have played Rampage. And now we're getting hit by the gunner. Well, he's -1, so
Yep.
This isn't too bad.
There's the targets.
The hits keep on coming.
There's the targets. Oof.
He's going to be destroying all our stuff, basically. It's the end result of that. Because he destroys the same amount as he has under him, right, when he flips?
Oh, yeah.
6,
Well, what do we have?
6 hero ongoing and equipment cards.
Are you keeping... well, I guess, yeah, even if I put stuff out, it's not going to...
Yeah, anything you put out is just going to get destroyed, so... Put something out if you want, but don't expect to keep it.
Let's see, what do we got here?
And that happens immediately when he flips.
Is there any particular
So actually,
reason you want all your Haka cards in your trash?
Nope. You can do that. And I'm not going to discard for these because we're going to get blown up.
Yeah.
But I can play Grace Under Fire and make him flip while we have nothing out.
Ooh, you're in a good position to know when to turn loose right now.
Why, with 6 cards in my hand? It's not very many.
Well, I mean, compared to our last game, like, a lot of our heroes had 1 or 2. I'm just saying.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
So remember, Rise Power is pretty handy against Baron Blade here.
Yeah. At the start of the villain turn, Baron Blade deals the hero target with the highest HP X, where X is the number of cards in the villain trash, which is currently 0. Alright. Just scrolling back and forth. Yeah, so Coordinated Assault is only going to do 4, but if I have Horrifying Dichotomy, I can do 6. Unless I wanted to sort of blast to give everybody 1 back. Yeah, Idealist is at 3. Ugh. Alright, and the gunner's going to be hitting everybody, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to take out that gunner. He's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Horrifying Dichotomy, and we'll hit the... Oh, I can't hit him. Ah, right. I forgot about the shield generator. I could fling him into darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, let's back up. Alright. I feel like we're on the MDP. I'm actually flinging him into the sunlight, but whatever.
Into the darkness underneath the engines. We've hit him for 1 damage. Hey, I got a damage dealing power.
Yeah, no mint for us. We rewound.
It's birth.
How does Haka of Battle work with the Sentinels? Like when you use Prime Wardens, is it... I forget. Do you pick a hero target?
You pick a target.
You pick a target. Okay, sorry.
So it doesn't matter. The Sentinels is no different than anything else.
Yep. Just one of those things I'm not used to thinking about necessarily.
Sure. And the Idealist knocked down.
Oh no!
So if you recover the Idealist, Birth will play the top card of the environment deck. FYI.
Okay.
Because she would be a target entering play. That is actually a bug in the current version of the game that's fixed in the build we have right now.
Aha!
But it works right now in our version.
I don't actually remember the magic number of the card I put on the top.
You had 1 job.
Two. Alright. Who wants 2 cards?
Anyone need cards?
I mean, I don't have a lot of things I'm excited to do as Nightmist. But I know what the 2 cards are, and they're not cards I want to use, but at least then they'll be out of the way.
Scholar and Haka are always happy to have cards.
Yeah, Scholar can take it. Speaking of needing or wanting more cards. Ooh, heedless lash. Yeah, let's do that. It's maybe the first night of 2017 that I go to bed before 11 p.m. I'm pretty tired. We actually had my wife is the oldest of 7, and all but one of her siblings were in town for New Year's, and they all stayed at our house. We sent the kids to my folks, to my mom's, and then we all stayed up until like 3 in the morning having a 90s dance party. I was DJing on YouTube and sending it to the TV, and we were playing like "It Takes Two to Make the Thing Go Right" and all kinds of like Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block and Belle Biv DeVoe. It was quite the evening.
We were at a coffee shop on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and they were playing like ABBA Aqua. They were playing Barbie Girl.
Oh, nice.
And Backstreet Boys and all sorts of stuff from that time. It's funny.
All right, so tell me again, what was the thing about someone coming back from the dead?
So if you use what? Oh, yeah. So if the Idealist enters play, take a look at what birth says.
Oh, when first
when a target enters play,
each turn play top card of the environment deck. Okay.
So she's not a target right now, but when she's revived, she will be a target entering play. So it's not the end of the world that an environment card gets played, but just be aware that would happen.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Especially if you play Restorative Burst.
Yeah, I was going to say, with all the healing that's going to get. Italian Mechanic. I'll take it.
Yeah. He's so sweaty. I guess I have to damage something. Baron Blade it is.
And Mainstay's got a boost, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do that.
Dragon 3 suggests that Restorative Burst is probably better than Second Chance, but not in all cases.
Not in all cases, but yeah.
You can use Second Chance if Dr. Medico is knocked out, which you can't use Restorative Burst in that case. All right, Haka, what have we got? Guess I'll just punch Baron Blade. I guess we're not damaging the environment this game.
Hey,
Skydeck, cool.
Jean and Mark, what's up, buddy?
Oh, another devious disruption. Damn it, Baron Blade. I guess I'll destroy my things. For the good of the team.
Ideal is back from the dead, and now she's back down to 1.
Pretty rough on the Sentinels, these area damages cards that Baron Blade has. Nice.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Good thing about more environment targets coming into play, it means the Scholar can do more damage.
Jean-Marc says he just finished playing some Scuttle with his wife and mother-in-law. I actually had Scuttle at my holiday party, and I tried to get to the table, but no one was interested, so we ended up playing Timeline.
Your family is fired.
Yeah, there. I mean, timeline. So we have everybody from the ages of. I mean, if my kids are around, everywhere from the ages of 6 up to the age of like 65. So, timeline tends to be a bit of more of a winner because
it's a good game.
It's a good game, and like just about anyone who has any knowledge at all of history can at least pretend to play. Whereas with Scuttle, there was like a lot of explaining of rules and other things, and they were just like, eh. They're like, why don't we just play the easy game? And to be fair, the only reason we even played that was because my wife has a electronic catchphrase that was broken. She tried to play it and it wouldn't work, and so we were looking for something else to do.
Have you checked out the Animal Line or other games for your
I
kids
haven't.
yet?
I actually mentioned at the time that was a thing, but I did not. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Baron Blade can't deal damage, so there's no need to reduce his damage.
All right, fair enough. I'll deal one more.
I don't have quite enough to finish him off here. So I think I will go back to the Mere Well. Mare, that is. Mara. Ooh, Savage Mana. Not going to be happening. It's a Battalion Brute that belongs to Baron Blade. I want to make him like get his damage redirected to Baron Blade so he hits his boss.
Hit your boss. Fired.
Take that, Bomber Blade. You can't deal damage. Alright, he has 10 health. I think we can put this one away.
Oh, all those shield generators mean I can't do anything with this.
That's fine.
I don't even know why I'm bothering to do this. I will do that, and I guess we can do this. All right. Do you still have that? Yeah, there it is.
It's not enough, but it'll let the Sentinels get the finish. There's another one. You can do 0 damage with that one. So you can use whatever card you wish.
I like the thematic idea of flinging him into darkness. Even though technically he's not flung because he's just hit. But that's fine. All right. Mad Bomber Blade, sorry, buddy. Even though you're on your home turf. You cannot stand against the mighty team of Nightmist, the Sentinels, Scholar, and Haka.
Cool.
Right on. All right. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for another episode of Sentinels Live. As you all know, Sentinels of the Multiverse is the only cooperative comic book card game that you should be playing until someone releases the Mystery Men card game. I wonder if that's a thing. I bet somewhere, somehow, there's like a licensed version of something from that movie.
There almost certainly are licensed board games that are
be.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We do this every Tuesday night, with the exception of the one that's between Christmas and New Year's, at around 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you enjoy the show, please do like it, share it to your friends, tell them to come check it out on Tuesdays, follow us, subscribe, etc., etc. Is there any other... I don't think there were any program notes we had this evening.
News and notes? Nope.
I don't think so. All right, well, Sentinels is currently available for iOS, Android, and Steam, and always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can find more information about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm John.
And we are saying good night and welcome to the world of tomorrow.
20XD7.
20XD7. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you next week.